Okay, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Leadership Blend with your host, Ricardo D. Rice. And I am, the last two guests I've had have put me at a loss. And this guest is definitely no different. Like, I have no words. We met about 6 months ago, 6 or 7 months. Or was that this year?
It's going to be close to a year coming up.
Seriously?
Yeah.
When was the Creators Conference?
No, we didn't meet we met at the Peachtree Village International Film Festival. So it was a year this summer that we met.
Okay, so we met it's been almost a year, and you know how you meet somebody and instantly fall in love with them? That didn't happen here. So I'm just
You wrong.
We met and fell in love, and I'm telling you, as you can see from the board, nobody else has ever brought props. And of course, she had to bring props. So as you can see from the accolade board here, she's no slouch.
Okay.
So I would love to introduce to some and present to others, Mrs. Laura Poindexter.
Yay!
She's become my big sister. I'm so elated to have her here. I'm not going to take up her time, so tell everybody about you.
Oh my gosh. Hey everybody, and thank you, King, for having me on the show. I'm happy to be here. My name is Laura, the Soul Writer Poindexter, and I am a 54-year-old actress, writer, producer, multi-award winning screenwriter, and screenwriter of the year 2020, baby. 2020, baby.
She does not know how to act, so I'm one of y'all are friends. She don't know how to act, so I'm just letting that be a disclaimer. She does not know how to act. All right, so my point for having Laura on today is because, we talk about dreams and pursuing dreams, and, people act like at a certain age you can't. And I've met this woman, and I have recognized really fast that you can and you should. So that's why she's here today. I really want to get into her story. I really want to get into how she was able to get to this place,
Wow.
That she sits in now. Because we're talking about an actress, a screenwriter, a producer. Like, she's done it all. And I love this picture. She's done it all. I'm going to say fashionista because she walks on the set and you're just like, okay, seriously, like, what's really happening?
I'll be drip.
All right, let's start from the beginning. So tell me about the beginning. How did this all get started? Tell us about you, home life. Paint the picture for us.
Okay. Well, I have a background in health and human services. I did that for about 23 years. I'm a recovering addict, 34 years clean and sober. So when I got clean, I went back into my community. And because of the pain you feel, because drugs are not the problem. Drugs are the solution. So we think to a much larger problem, And so the problem was that I had never gotten over my mother's death. Oh. Right? So I start getting high. God blesses me. I get clean. I go back in my community. I work with Johns Hopkins Hospital, Center for Social Concern, Drug Court, the Veterans Administration. And I'm banging it out. I'm stopping child support on incarcerated veterans. I'm getting kids out of fault. I'm doing my thing. And I was married to that game. That was my thing. I love what I did, and I felt fulfilled in what I was doing. And in 2010, life showed up again, made me want to smoke some more crack, but I didn't. I'm just saying. Lost my husband, my house, both my cars, my career.
How long were you married?
4 years. And it was my second marriage.
Oh, so you were married before?
Oh, they put a ring on it, though. They put a ring on it.
You were married before. How long were you married the first time?
For about 5 years.
Was that through the addiction, or that was like after?
Actually, I met someone and I was clean and I used and got clean. And we use and get clean. And I got clean and got married and I relapsed and got divorced.
Oh. Was he there with you, or he was like
no. He was I don't mess with no scrubs. he was doing his thing. And, no matter how much love has to do with it, a real man is not going to allow you to take advantage of him. He was a real man. It had nothing to do with him. It's about me. You know what I'm saying? So I go through all of these ups and downs in life. So now I'm working constantly, doing my thing. And life shows up in this very egregious, very confusing way. And I start losing everything. And I don't understand. I think I'm paying my dues. God, I'm doing good stuff. What's really good? And one day I started ranting to God. Now I was like, I want to know, what's up? And he told me to write. Hearing the voice of God, like you can hear me talk. Hearing the voice of God, powerful. But I still was confused. So I said, write a what? A check? I hope, Jesus, because
it's easier. Write a check will be easy.
Right, what? When he told me to write, of course, I didn't do what I was told at first because I was still angry about my situation. But when I did begin to write, I wrote a book of poetry, and it was me talking to him and him answering me, and that was the beginning of my writing journey.
Okay, all right. Okay, so, we got delved into the beginning. You lost your mother. What age were you when you lost your mother?
6. I was 6 years old.
So who, in the absence of your mother, who picked up to make sure you were good? Like
my paternal grandmother.
Oh, okay. So
and it was almost like a simultaneous loss because my dad felt ill-equipped to raise myself and my sister without his wife. So we went to live with his mother. So it was almost like losing my mother and my father at the same time. And African-American people, we do not have the luxury of grieving. We have to bury our dead and we have to get on with the business of life. At 6 years old, I could not process the loss of my mother, and my family couldn't help me process it. And at that time, Black people wasn't doing no therapy, and she gonna be all right. Let's get her some extracurricular.
Let's go to church.
Dance. Let's go to church. And if I could have got high at 6, I would have started getting high at 6 years old. I could not process the loss of my mother. The decisions that I made from 6 to about 30 all had something to do with the loss of my mother. Even when I was in addictions and recovery and helping people, that made me feel better because I understood their pain. I was good at what I did, not because I went to school to get a degree. I was good at what I did because I understood where they were coming from. So I lost my mom at 6. I got clean at 21 when I found out I was pregnant with my son.
Oh, how did that play out? Like, now you have another life growing inside of you when you're trying to get your life straight. So how does that play out? How does that work?
I had to leave New York and go to Baltimore. And people would say, well, yeah, you can get high in Baltimore, but when you have enough, you have enough. And the loss of my mom was the strongest love that I knew until I got pregnant with my son. And so my son, that was my motivation.
So once you had your son, is that when you got clean?
I was clean. I started grinding. And when I first got clean, all I knew how to do, to be completely honest with you, was drugs. So I started selling drugs. And it's craziness. It is craziness. It is insanity. And so for me to turn around and sell the same drug that was killing me, and to justify it by saying, I can't raise my son on welfare. And my son had the flyers and everything. He went to private school, everything. That's what my story is about, Choose This Day. About getting clean and going back in the street. And I wasn't no little drug dealer either, because I don't do nothing little.
That does not surprise me.
Okay.
Like, I can see you like Queen Pen, like running game and out the back house. And like I can see you have the personality for it.
So I get caught coming back, interstate transportation. Possession of a CDS over 28 grams, possession of packaging material, and I went in front of this judge. And I had never been locked up before. And they always say, would you like to speak for yourself? And I say, yeah. And I spoke for myself, and that judge said, I could put you under the jail. She said, but I see something in you.
Really?
She said, I see something in you. They put me on, now I don't know if they do this anymore, but they released me and I had to go to jail on the weekend and work a regular job during the day.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, she sentenced me and I had to turn myself in. I had to work a regular job and turn myself in Friday night and go to jail on the weekend.
Like from Friday to Sunday or just
You better
Friday?
bet Friday to Sunday, and you better have that ass at work Monday. And I was doing.
How does it even
Yes.
So you had to do a Monday through Friday.
Yeah, it worked.
9 to 5 type deal or.
That works strictly on the merit system, and I wasn't crazy. This lady is giving me the opportunity of a lifetime, and the jobs weren't working out for me. And I went and I talked to my attorney, my court-appointed attorney. That judge gave me a job inside of the courthouse.
Are you serious?
Changed my life, man.
Doing what?
administrative work. It's always something to do in the court. I have letters till this day for the work that I did in the courthouse, coming straight back with a whole bag of everything. And that woman gave me a chance. And that's what the awards that I won are based on that story.
So from the courthouses, when did you get into healthcare? After the courthouse?
After the courthouse.
So how'd that happen? You just transitioned into...
It was very easy to transition when you got good friends in high places.
I can't.
So when you work in the court, you know what I mean? And I showed myself, I proved myself. And they was like, Laura, what you want to do? We'll help you do whatever you want to do. And they helped me. I changed my life.
Okay, so...
Before we get started, you're not going to always, I'm with you and I mess up my makeup. Y'all know how long it takes me to do my makeup and you play too much. Every time I'm with you, this is all it is. This right here.
It's amazing because if you spend time with this one, when she walks in, from the time she gets there to the time she leaves, she in boss mode. It's amazing that every time I get her, she's a crybaby. I cannot understand this.
Facts.
Every time I get her, she's a crybaby. And you know we going to talk about, so I don't understand what you want from me. I don't understand what you want from me.
It's nice to have people that I can be that person around.
Well, your story's powerful. Like like I said, you see the accolades, and I tell people all the time, like even with what I do, it's like y'all don't understand what happens behind the scenes. Like it's nice to have a magazine, a TV, but do you know how much it takes? The money that goes into the time, it's a whole different ballgame. So
Absolutely.
I get it. And like I said, I met you once, and we just.
It was it.
It's history. Like we just love at first sight. It's just history. All right. So we transitioned out of the courthouse setting into the healthcare setting. Mm-hmm. And now, how did you get into this space? How did you get into this space? Because you were doing the healthcare thing for what, 20-something years?
23 years.
When was that? When did you have a moment that you recognized you were supposed to be going in another direction?
I didn't have the moment. I thought like everybody else that my time had passed. And because, so for me, in my understanding of how God works, God has a plethora of things for you, but he doesn't know if you can handle them, number one. He doesn't know if you will handle them appropriately. So for me to go into healthcare and give it all that I had and not even think about anything but what I was doing, and that was helping people every day, I came in for somebody else to win. Every day. I learned the social services handbook. I learned the Veterans Handbook. I learned the rules and regulations for incarcerated people. And so when you gave my people a hard time, I'd be like, is the book right there on the second shelf? Paragraph 2, section 3. Let's get it popping. When I needed to give veterans their DD 214 so they could get their benefits, let's get it popping. No, he can't pay child support because he's locked up. I went to work every day so somebody else could win. And so because I accepted my whole hand, and I never did what I did thinking about doing something else. And God said, as long as you do that, you're going to stay there. But because you do that, I'm going to give you what you always wanted. And I would have never left it unless he took it from me. Because I had a house, I had 2 cars, I was doing good. I went on vacation, bank account, I was doing good legally. Legally, I was living my best life. And I was helping people. Why would I think at that age and at that time, I was in my 30s and working and going in 40s. I was working my way up the ladder. I mean, upper management. I worked for Johns Hopkins Center for Social Concern as the site supervisor. I'm the chick that they send to make sure you spending their money right.
That's a real position.
Okay?
That's a real position.
From being a drug dealer to that. Why would I think was anything else out there for me?
Well, okay, so in that space, you're older than me, so that would make you like another generation. your generation typically struggles with transitioning out of the known into the unknown.
Absolutely.
So what was that like? Because I know me and my dad have this fight all the time because I have 4 degrees. And they're like, why don't you just get a job and just get on their job and stay there for 20 years, retire and live good? And I'm like, I'm a creative. That's not the space I want to be. And my degrees are great, but that's just not where I'm supposed to be. And we have that fight all the time. You're my parents' age almost. So what was that transition like? Like trying to get out of what you see into what you don't see?
Okay, so I'm glad you said that because that's kind of like the topic of conversation, because now the millennials are now, I'm going to do what I'm passionate about.
Literally.
You can bump all of that. That is that
We're
millennial.
done with it. This is what I'm doing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I would not have made that transition unless it was taken from me. It was extracted from me. So because of what was happening with the loss of a career and the loss of a husband, I'm spending all my money in savings. My 401 is just dwindling. God had to take it from me because based on what you said, you're absolutely right. I thought this was over. I got a good job. I got benefits. I got health care. Bump what you heard, boo kitty. I ain't going. It was taken from me. It was taken from me.
So what was the next move? So all this is gone and you're kind of just sitting in limbo. So what was the next move?
I wasn't sitting in limbo. I was trying to get my life back and nothing that I did was working. And so I didn't necessarily notice it as a universal or spiritual thing, you know? So my next move was I started to write. I actually started to write.
Okay. Okay, so this train ride that I've been on with you, I'm really starting to feel some kind of way about it, but I appreciate
You're a mess.
I appreciate it. All right, so we'll fast forward. So you moved from New York to Atlanta, and you're moving to Atlanta, was it to pursue
From Baltimore,
this?
remember.
Oh yeah,
from
Baltimore.
New York to Baltimore. I got clean in Baltimore. I built my life in Baltimore, from Baltimore to the A.
So was it moving here to do this, or was it you just moved here because you felt led to move here?
I moved here to do this. So I started writing the poetry first. Mm-hmm. I started posting it on social media, got really great responses. People started having me on podcasts and stuff like that. And then I saw that there was a larger opportunity, but it really didn't have a support system here. So I started traveling back and forth and doing hosting gigs and fashion shows. Cause I got the voice, shorty. I got the voice, you know what I'm saying? And so I started meeting people here, and believe it or not, it was kind of like God was pressing upon me to move here, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't have no money. I don't have no friend. He was like, just move, and that is just absolute faith. Absolute faith. And I did. I packed everything I could pack in the biggest suitcase that I could find. My sister, my family. Go back what you said. Are you crazy? Get a job at Walmart. Get a job at Walmart.
You can greet. You can greet at Walmart.
You can greet at Walmart. You done worked in the system for 20-something years. You're going to have a nice little retirement. This what you talking about? Are you sure you're not getting high again? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you're not?
We need to test you. This don't sound right. We need to test you. It doesn't sound right.
Came down here and sleeping on a friend's couch. I started doing extra roles just to get a feel for it. Didn't have a professional resume.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because by the time you moved here, how old were you?
I'll be 54 in a couple of weeks. I was 50 years old.
Did you encounter ageism? Was that a thing because of you being older? Because Atlanta is one of them hot scenes, and it's hard enough for young people. So let alone walking in at the age that you are. You look great, by the way.
Thank you.
But walking in at the age you are, did you encounter ageism?
I'm sure that I did, but I wasn't aware of it. Just because anything that I do what I do. So if I'm not, my ass ain't fat enough. Excuse my French. If I'm too old or whatever the case may be, I'm here to do what I do, and I don't demand attention. I command it. There is something about walking in. When you walk in him, he precedes you. So even though, I walk in, they like, oh, I don't know what it is about her. She ain't got no experience. Did you see that? Oh, the headshot is terrible. But it's something about her. And I trusted my something to get something else. and that something else got something else, and that something else got something.
Look, you taking me out of my space. I can only move so much. You're making me move. I can only move so much.
I encountered all of the things that you encounter in this industry. Everything. It was ageism. You don't have what we're looking for. My first opportunity came with Bobby Huntley. Shout out to Bobby Huntley, my man. He was doing a short film, and the role was for Vivian. She was a club owner, and she had a very deep voice. And I came in, and I read for it, and he's like, we want you for the role. That was the first speaking role that I got. From that, all you got to do is get one, people. Hold on till you get that one. You know what I'm saying? From that, Netflix, Killer Mike, Trigger Warning, I did that. Then I started writing. It just took off for me. And for me, during that time, I was washing toilets. I was cleaning people's houses at night. I was taking out trash. See, I do what I got to do. I don't make no excuses for my dream. I'll put my dream is nobody's responsibility but mine. So at night, I scrubbed toilets, I ate ramen noodles, and I did what I had to do in the day, and every day is still a sacrifice. Still a sacrifice.
All right, so how do you distinguish? Is there one that you love more than the other? Acting versus screenwriting versus producing, or do you love them all collectively and you just roll in the opportunities that present themselves?
I actually like film production. I like it because it brings people together, and that's what I'm good at. Bringing people together, creating strong teams. I love film production. Being a producer probably would be at the top.
So what do you see for the future for Miss Laura Poindexter? What is like the end game for you? Like what is
I'm booked, blessed, and busy. I'm booked, blessed, and busy.
That's 3 B's? Oh, okay, this is 3 B's.
Well, why don't we just, I got a news flash, y'all. Let's talk about something else, okay?
What? She's off script, people. She's off script.
I'm off script. Ricardo and I, in 2021, will be working on a film called what?
Oh, Beyond the Hashtag.
Beyond the Hashtag.
I've not told anybody that. She dropped that today. You don't come on my show and drop exclusives. Who does that?
So we're going to be working in that in 2021. I just finished filming The Next Assignment web series, episode 1 and 2. We'll be doing cameras rolling in December. And to add to that, my screenplay, The Same Screenplay Choose This Day, was a semifinalist, won 250 top screenplays out of 3,500. We just got placement in Baltimore Next Media Web Fest. So, I mean, I'm doing my thing, and I really don't want to say what I have next, but whatever it is, it's going to be big because,
Well, we in cahoots now, so you know anything, just like anything I do is big too. So 2 big bangs, we have big explosions. So whatever we're gonna do, we're gonna make it do what it do. All right, how can people get in touch with you?
They can get in contact with me on Facebook as Laura Poindexter, on Instagram as The Soul Writer 1, on Twitter as Miss Resourceful. Unshakable Faith Productions at gmail.com. It's not fancy, just regular spelling. Or Google me, Laura Poindexter. All my information will come up.
Any parting words for the watchers and listeners before we leave?
Absolutely. Believe in yourself. And sometimes that's hard. We live in a society that you are pulled all of these different directions. You have everything you need inside of you to succeed. And if you operate from what's internal, the external things will come to you.
I have nothing else. But I just love her. And as y'all can see, this is why I love her. Not only her story is amazing, but she's amazing. And there's something about a presence that God knows she does have when she walks into the room and you have no choice but to acknowledge there's a queen amongst you. So hats off to you, sis, for being here with me. And I just adore you. And we will see you on the Leadership Blend TV show. Same time, same place. Y'all have a good one.